Hey.
What's up, y'all? I'm Tasia. If you don't know, now you know, and you are not rocking with Tasiaacharde. First things first, let me just say I recorded this video last night and I was sitting down today to edit and I realized I was whispering the whole video. I don't know what I was so afraid of or who I was trying not to wake, but I was literally whispering the whole video. Like I could barely hear myself. So I was like, we got to do this again. So today's video is a little bit different. It's more on the scholarly college girl academic type of vibe. But I felt like it was really important to put this out there because I know there's probably a lot of other people thinking about majoring in business or thinking about going to school and maybe trying to figure out a major that works for them. So here I am giving y'all some tips. And really just like some things I've learned so far as a business major and some things I wish I would have knew before becoming a business major. The very first tip is, like any other major, obviously, you need to do your research on the business major, but also the required courses for the business major. At any university or school, college, community college you're looking at, it's very important to do your research on that because you would definitely want to know what you're walking into when it comes to picking a major, whether it's business or anything else. My very first semester of college, I had to take college algebra and I was so distraught because I'm not good at math. So I was just like, I did not know I needed to take algebra for business. I mean, I figured of course some math courses would come, but I just didn't think that algebra was one of them. I don't know. So definitely do your research on your required courses or your prerequisites so you are not confused like me. Tip number 2, decide on what your concentration is going to be and do this before you even think about a minor. For the business major, just some examples off the top of my head for concentration is marketing, management, finance, and that can be personal finance or corporate finance. And there's a whole bunch of other ones for concentrations, but those are just some of the ones that I could think about. This is really important. And what's crazy is, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I did not know anything about a concentration. I thought I just had to come here, get my major, get my minor, and go on about my business. But no. I had sat down with not my first, but my second advisor, and he told me we need to figure out what your concentration is going to be. Because at first I was thinking I wanted my concentration to be management because if you guys don't know, I go to Winston-Salem State University, home of the Rams, best HBCU on the planet. And I plan to start my own interior design company with my business degree and all that jazzy jazz stuff. But one thing I didn't think about is which concentration would go best with what I wanted to do. And so I was thinking about management. I sat down with one of the management advisors and he basically explained to me that since I already have everything figured out, I kind of know what I want to do. Management isn't really going to suit me or do me any good in what I needed to do. But we actually thought that personal finance would be better for me because it's just more up my alley with what I want to do with my degree. So definitely do your research on concentrations as well. Try to narrow it down before you go. It's okay to be undecided, but try to narrow it down before you get there if you can, I would say. Tip number 3, becoming a business major, you have to take a lot of math and accounting classes. So be prepared to be working with numbers and Excel charts and spreadsheets and income statements. OMG, I hate accounting so bad. I have a love-hate relationship with accounting. I like it because it's fundamental. It's a good thing to pick up if you can, but also it's not easy, which makes me hate it. But anyways, back to the actual tip. Definitely be prepared to be working a lot with numbers. If you're somebody like me who is not really good with math, I am an English girly, okay? I could write me an 8-page essay in a few hours, but I could spend 2 days on a 10-question math homework assignment. I don't know. But if you're someone like me, definitely realize that you're gonna have to take a few math and accounting courses to get the business degree. So Keep that in mind. Tutoring is your best friend. Do not be afraid to go to tutoring. And also, do not be afraid to visit your professor's office hours and ask for extra help. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I definitely have to learn to take my own advice because I haven't been utilizing tutoring as much as I was my freshman year, but still, do it because it's good. Anyways, that's not even a tip. That's like a free tip because that wasn't on the list, but that's a good tip. Anyways, tip number 4. A lot of the courses and the course materials that you're learning are going to be very similar for a lot of the courses. Microeconomics and macroeconomics are 2 classes that you're probably going to have to take if you're becoming a business major. I'm pretty sure any school would probably have you take micro and macroeconomics. Moral of the story, they are very, very similar subjects. I hope I'm saying this right and I don't confuse anybody. Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to try to define macro and microeconomics because I'm just going to butcher it and confuse a lot of people. But just know that the classes are very similar, so it wouldn't be smart to schedule them probably during the same semester, if that makes sense. So for me, I took microeconomics over the summer because I took summer courses my first year. And then in the fall, it could have been the spring, but I think it was the fall, I took macroeconomics. So definitely be mindful of scheduling with these courses because some of them can be similar and you don't want to confuse yourself. I also right now am taking business, economic statistics, and marketing, and the classes are very different, but there are like some topics that we talk about in both classes, so I kind of have to like be able to differentiate, okay, this means this in marketing, but in this subject it means something else. So yes, just be prepared for the confusion. But also, like I said, scheduling is gonna be very fundamental in like your learning too. Tip number 5, a lot of your classes are gonna be lecture classes and a lot of your classes are going to be very boring. It's just the truth. Business is not a subject that is really fun to teach or to learn, I would say. So I feel like for professors, especially college professors, like this isn't middle school, it's going to be very hard for them to make it fun or interesting. A lot of your classes is just going to be a teacher who lectures with no PowerPoint. He doesn't write on the board. He has a very thick foreign accent, and you just sit there for an hour and a half a day just listening and making out what he's saying and trying to follow along. But you know, if you're really passionate about it, you'll get through it. I mean, it could be worse. It's not hard. It's just boring most times. I noticed like a lot of other majors have pretty fun, like hands-on classes. Like one of my friends, I'm pretty sure she's a justice studies major. She was taking a forensics class, I believe. And basically they spent a whole class period like doing mock samples of fingerprints and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, that sounds so fun. Like I just sit in class and try not to fall asleep. So yeah, just be prepared for a lot of your classes to be boring and just pay attention. Just pay attention, focus up, and really just take in everything. It's not going to be fun, but take it in because it's fundamental, okay? See what I did there? Tip number 6, definitely seek out scholarships, and specifically scholarships for the business major. I feel like this goes without saying, but if it's a scholarship that's specifically for your major, it's obviously going to heighten the chances that you get the scholarship. So apply for any scholarship, all of them. I know it's a process. Don't be lazy. It's worth it. Apply, 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 apply. Oh, excuse me. So not ladylike. Like any other major, it will be smart to look for scholarships that are specified on what you want to do, maybe your career, your major, even the school you attend. So apply for scholarships. Don't be lazy. Tip number 7. Is that a 7? 7. Participate in career fairs if your campus or your school has opportunities or activities involving like business majors. Sometimes they'll have people with their own businesses or entrepreneurs come and just pick your brains, interview you. So definitely get outside and be involved on campus and just get involved in anything that has the business major on it because it's going to benefit you in some type of way or shape or form. Just trust me, get out there and do it. Talk to the people. And the last and final tip, which I think is number 8, it doesn't really matter. The last tip of the video, it's pretty much a no-brainer, but think about your long term and what you want to do career wise with your degree. It's very, very important. It might sound like, duh, Tasia, what are you talking about? But it's very important to know what you're passionate about, because you don't want to take classes and then get to the end of your 4 years or 6 years or however long you decide to go and just think, what did I do all of this for? Or feel like you got the wrong degree. So you really want to know what you're passionate about and what's going to work for you long term. I know some people might say it isn't good to think ahead and you kind of just got to take things day by day. But in this type of situation, it's very critical to be passionate about your future and what you want to do. Like I said earlier, there's nothing wrong with being undecided. But in my opinion, I would say try not to be undecided any longer than your first year. Honestly, because that is time and money wasted, honey. These are just some tips for the business majors and some of the things that I've learned so far becoming a business major. Let me know if you guys like these type of videos. I feel like, please excuse the dogs. If you guys like this type of content, let me know in the comments. Make sure you click the links in the descriptions and follow me on my socials. And if you haven't already, go watch my last video. Oh, there it is. It's a story time. If you haven't seen it already, make sure you go and tune in. But I love you guys, and Tasia is out. I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.
Hey.